Back on April 20th, 1999, it started out like any other day here at the studio in Chicago. And then we found out 12 students and one teacher had been killed in a deadly rampage at Columbine High School. That was the first time anything like that had happened in this country. At the time, it was the deadliest school shooting in American history. So we talked to several of the brave and courageous survivors who walked and crawled away from that scene of that horrific event. And we still think about those survivors.
Here's Columbine High School. This is the Hope Library that was built after the shooting because the library was so torn up. They wanted to have a brand new library, so this was built. All right. When the shooters approached the school, these were the stairs that they walked up. And when they got to the top of the stairs, that's when they saw Rachel. They shot her from a distance. She was mocked for her faith. They knew her, they had a class with her. And the last moment of her life was Eric picked her up by her hair and said, "You still believe in God?" And she said, "You know, I do." And he said, "Well, go be with him." So this is the most famous high school in all of America for the wrong reasons. The last thing that I did with my sister was on our way to school together, getting in a fight with her and calling her names and then pulling up to the school and slamming the car door shut on her. And that was the last time I saw her. So now I make sure to tell my family almost every time I hang up, before I hang up the phone, that I love them. This is my family right here. Here's the last picture of Rachel and I together, also with my brother. And this is my favorite picture of Rachel right there. I think the biggest challenge for me after the shooting was the anger that I was dealing with towards the two shooters. I hated those guys. I used to fantasize what it'd be like to get revenge on them, and they were dead and gone. And that anger that I was holding on to started to affect the people that were close to me, my family. And I started to take out that anger on them. I took it out a lot on my little brother, on my mom. I wasn't easy to be around. I think the turning point for me was junior year in high school. I went to South Africa on a trip, and we had this bus driver, and I told him my story, and then he told me his story. He came home one day to find his entire family killed, 17 members of his family, his wife, children, relatives, during the Rwanda incident. And I remember just thinking that he was so jolly and he was so full of joy, and I thought, here's a man who hasn't let tragedy steal life from him, but is still a wonderful person to be around. And I decided I wanted to be like that. If I were to meet the shooters now, I wouldn't want revenge on them. I think when I hear their name now, I feel kind of sorry for them. Here's the Columbine Memorial. Here's Rachel's plaque, and I'll just read her plaque for you. A month before her death, she wrote, "I have this theory that if one person can go out of their way to show compassion, then it will start a chain reaction of the same. People will never know how far a little kindness can go." You know, I think that my family and I have kept her memory alive, but more important than that is using her story to help people that are still alive. Using her story to help people that are going through their own tragedy.